What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you all my entire collection of my Lego Star Wars minifigures here at the end of 2019. Now, this collection has been growing over since the past about 2.5 years of serious building and serious collecting, so keep that in mind. Now, before we go and get started, make sure you drop a like down below and comment and subscribe because you will have a chance to win this brand new sealed Praetorian Guard battle pack. I'll be choosing a comment from the comment section, so make sure you guys go ahead and comment, subscribe, and drop a like on the video if you want to win this giveaway. I spent about maybe 2 hours or so on a live stream setting up all my minifigures, and I did end up finding my Rebel Troopers for those of you who were on the live stream and know what I'm talking about. So today I'm going to be showing you guys all of the Lego minifigures that I have in my collection. Now keep in mind, you might have seen a good majority of these guys already, especially the clones from the Clone Army updates, but of course I want to give you guys the full rundown on everything that I have in my collection. Like I said, about 2.5 years of serious collecting, and I do intend for this collection to keep continuing to grow as, of course, my passion for Lego grows. Now, right now, I do not know a total minifigure count at the end of the video. However, I will give you guys the full number. I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere between 400 to 600 minifigures. I'm not entirely sure. I also would like to mention that some minifigures are not here, in being that they are like in sets and just in random places in my room, so I might not necessarily have all of the minifigures. I do have like the 95% majority of them here to show you guys today. So first off, let's go ahead and start with something that a lot of you guys will probably be familiar with. Here we have the section of Phase 2 clones. Now these are the aerialite versions. Of course, the bodies are the normal Phase 1 troopers that came in the Jedi Clone Battle Pack, which is actually retired now, which kind of sucks, but the helmets are going to be from aerialite, which is super cool, and of course, Lego doesn't have a continuation of Phase 2 troopers going in right now. So that being said, I did have to use third-party custom design. So of course, we have the aerialite Phase 2 army. There's a total of 144 Phase 2 clones here. Now the number would have been 150, although aerialite, I think, ran out of stock and I couldn't order 50, as opposed to just had to order 44. So you guys have seen this army quite a few times now. Of course, this is going to be making a debut in my Lego Star Wars Fort Anaxis build, which I've been working on, which I do plan to release early on in 2020, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Most of them are armed with weapons here. Most of them are going to be brick arms, either DC-15s or the short or long rifles. It's kind of a mix. I do have more long rifles than short rifles, but I wanted to give it a nice mix. Of course, they'll be in an army marching down the main road, so that's always super cool. Here's an overhead shot of that entire Phase 2 army. You guys can see it's basically 12 wide and 12 deep. So that's pretty cool. Definitely one of my favorite parts of the new collection. Now moving towards the back here, we have the army of Phase 1. Now this army is considerably smaller. Total amount of Phase 1 troopers I have in my army is going to be, I think, 84. I think it's 12 times 7. Hopefully my math is right. Now these are not special minifigures. These are straight up from the battle packs. I got most of them actually from just really good deals on BrickLink. I want to give a huge shout out to Blaine's World for always hooking it up with some pretty cool deals, especially on the Phase 1 clones. Usually the idea for my Fort Anaxis build was to actually have all of these clones right here be Phase 2, but I realized I didn't necessarily need all of them to be Phase 2. I do also still have all the helmets, the original Phase 1 helmets from these guys, so I could immediately convert this entire section into a Phase 1 army, so I could have a total of over 200 Phase 1 troopers. But of course, for Anaxis, since it's taking place later in the Clone Wars, they are Phase 2, but that is going to be the Phase 1 army right there. Now, in my opinion, I do like Phase 2 more. I think Phase 1 looks a little weird, especially with that fin, but nonetheless, both armies are super cool. Now, in the next section behind the Phase 1 clones here, we have a lot of specialty clones, or just different ones comparatively to the normal army ones. On the left-hand side here, we're going to have some of the airborne troopers to their right, or to the left of the airborne troopers to our right. There's going to be 10 custom decaled Ahsoka troopers. These are the 332nd Legion. They are the exact same figures as the Phase 2 right here, just decal. My friend James did a really good job with those. Huge thank you to you. Behind them, we're going to have the infamous Lego 501st Troopers, which in all honesty are probably some of the most overrated figures. The helmets are absolutely ugly and disgusting, but nonetheless, they are some pretty cool figures to have. Moving down that same row here, we have 4 of the Bad Batch squad of minifigures provided by Minifigs for You. Shout out to Minifigs for You. Make sure you guys go check them out. Of course, these guys will also be in my Fort Anaxis build when that's done. Moving behind them here, we have a couple of Republic officers, which will just obviously be populating Anaxis, giving it some cool variety of minifigures. Moving towards the right here, we have a couple more of the specialty Phase 2 clones. And on the right here, we have, I believe this is like a Geonosian Phase 2, but non-canon. In the middle here, we just have a Kashyyyk Phase 2, and then on the left, I believe that's Commander Doom from a set earlier this year. Now, moving back behind them, you guys can see the army of Ki-Adi-Mundis and Barriss Offees. I think I made that video highlighting them months and months ago. That was a super fun video to make. Now, the army has considerably shrunken because I have sold quite a few. I do have some more Barriss Offees right there, and then all the Ki-Adis and the rest of the Barriss Offees behind them, but that is the army. I don't have them holding bread. I didn't think it was necessary for a minifigure collection video, but nonetheless, there are most of them, and that's going to kind of highlight the prequel era of minifigures here to show you guys today. Now moving towards the next section here, we're gonna have a section of Stormtroopers. These are the superior 2015 through 2016 Stormtroopers. These were mostly accumulated from the Imperial Trooper Battle Pack, which is one of the best, if not the best battle packs we've gotten in a very, very long time. So I absolutely love that battle pack. I have a whole bunch of these guys, and I'm really hoping to use them in some form of build. Now, in terms of total numbers, we have 12 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna have a same number, around 84 of these Stormtroopers right here, which I do plan on using for a mock coming in the future. Now, behind the rows of Stormtroopers, we have a couple of the Jetpack Stormtroopers from the Battlefront Battle Pack. Now, these were actually, I got them from John Cena, my boy Mark, the Brick Plug on Bricklink. He had them on sale for a really, really cheap price, and I wanted to grab as many as I could. So I probably have about 15 to 20 of the Jetpack Troopers. Of course, they do come with like the battle scarred armor, which is really, really cool. So that's also really, really nice. In the middle here, we have 2 of the Shock Troopers from that same battle pack. I don't have nearly as many of those guys, unfortunately, but I have 2, so that should be enough for whatever I need it to be, because they're supposed to be like the commanders or the leaders of a specific group of Stormtroopers. To the right here, we have 3 of the Shadow Stormtroopers. These, I believe, are like the older versions. I haven't seen a set with this in production in a very long time, so those are cool. I'm pretty sure I got those from Brick Fair or Brick World this year, so that's really cool figures to have. To the right here, we have 2 of the Range Troopers from the Solo Convoy X train. These troopers are pretty freaking cool. Not gonna lie, I wish I had more of these, but more importantly, I wish they were more available to us as LEGO fans. The row behind them is gonna be entirely Scarif Troopers and Commandos. Most of them are from the actual Scarif set itself, and then some of them are from the Polybag, I believe, and then some of them are also from Bricklink. I don't have too many of them. I have 9 of them, or maybe even 10 of them, so nothing too crazy, although if I ever wanted to make a smaller Scarif mock, I definitely could do so with these amount of figures. Moving to the next row here, we have 2 full rows of Death Troopers. These are gonna be from the Imperial Trooper Battle Pack, which I did find really, really cool. Again, that's the same battle pack that had the Death Troopers and these guys as well. So that was one of the best battle packs, in my opinion, that we're ever going to get. But the Death Troopers remain one of my favorite types of troops of all time, so I'm happy to have a decent collection of those. Of course, there are actually more, but a lot of them are being used for something at the moment, so that's going to be the collection I prefer to you today of the Death Troopers. The row behind them is going to be some more Imperial officers. These guys came in the, oh god, what is it? It's the Solo Battle Pack. I'm blanking on the name right now, unfortunately, but I don't have too many of them. I actually converted a decent amount of them to the actual Republic officers, so that's the reason why there's maybe not be too many of them here. On the right, we have 4 of the Snow Troopers. These are, I believe, the OG Stormtroopers, or Snow Troopers, excuse me, if I do want to say. I think most of these actually were bought from Bricklink. I think most of these guys were I think most of these figures, if not all, were purchased at a convention for some stupid, ridiculous, like really cheap price, so that's always interesting. But now let's move to the First Order section of my collection. On the right here, we're going to have a First Order officer. We're going to have the Red Sith Trooper from the Kylo Ren shuttle. We're going to have a normal, regular Last Jedi version of the First Order Trooper. I think this figure in the middle, it looks like a Snow Trooper, but it's not. I don't exactly know what we're going to see in the movie for, but very excited nonetheless. And over here, we do have a new First Order Rise of Skywalker Jetpack Trooper, which is pretty cool. On the right here, we do have some more of the Black First Order officers. Nothing crazy here. And then on the right here, we have 2 of the Gunners. Now moving towards the back here, we have a whole bunch of blue officers. If you guys remember my Battle of Crate mock, you guys will remember these officers in there. I believe we have 14 of them, which is a decent amount. I didn't really need any more. I believe all these officers were accumulated through the First Order Transport Speeder Battle Pack, I want to say. A really good battle pack. In fact, I actually have a lot of them right there that I still haven't unboxed yet, so that's kind of cool. But now behind the First Order officers, we're gonna have a decent amount of First Order Stormtroopers. I believe we have around 50 of them. Most of them are gonna be a mix between the regular armor and then the bandolier version, which I honestly don't really care. I think both of them look pretty cool. And then of course, every now and then we have an officer with the orange lapels to signify their high ranking or something like that. But regardless, it is a really good amount to just do a pretty cool mock with. Having 50 of these Stormtroopers really just allows you to do anything you really want, and that's really all I'd ever need. Moving behind them here, we're going to have my row of First Order Snow Troopers. These are the guys I undoubtedly got from Bricklink for crate. I believe one seller had them for $2 each, which is a crazy deal. So I ended up getting a whole bunch of them. I think there are about 24 here, which is super cool. Again, I use these mostly for crate, so if you guys have seen it or remember my Battle of Crate mock, you'll most definitely remember all these figures right here. Moving to the next row, these are some specialty First Order figures. We have 3 of the Praetorian Guards from the battle packs. We have an ATM-6 driver. We have another ATM-6 driver, and then a couple of the First Order Specialist Executioners. Behind them, we're going to have some more of these Snow Troopers. These are going to be the Flame Troopers, however. I believe we have 8 or 9 here, so again, a decent amount. And then, like I said earlier, behind them, we're going to have the Barriss Offee Army. And now, moving to the last section of today's minifigure collection video, we're going to have a whole bunch of different things here. We have Rebels, Resistance, Kessel, and of course, the named figures here. Now, I'm not going to actually name all these figures because it takes too long, but you guys can see we have all of the named characters, not necessarily organized in any specific, I guess, grouping like I have done with the First Order and the clones. It's a lot easier to group them with armies of Stormtroopers and Clone Troopers, but here are all the named / important figures here. You guys can get a quick glimpse of all of the minifigures here. Again, they're all named, they're all specialty or unique, so that's kind of why they're in the section right here. And that basically goes up to about the halfway point right here, to which we will have some of the Kessel Troopers, which if you guys have seen my battle on Kessel or extraction on Kesselmach, you will most notably remember all these guys. Back behind them, we're going to have all the Kessel Troopers themselves. Of course, these are the custom ones that I made with the help of Kevfet, I think, with the helmets, which looks super cool, and custom capes, which is really nice. And then in the middle here, we're going to have 3 of the Wookiees that I used as the slaves on Kessel that were being forced to work. Moving behind them, we have some more named figures here. A lot of them are actually going to be from newer sets relatively. We have the new General, we have Zori Bliss, we have Poe Dameron in Episode 9, we have the new Kylo Ren with all of his Knights of Ren, we have a whole bunch of the Solo, we have Rio, we have the little Imp Guards, we have a whole bunch of other guys, we have the Mandalorian minifigures right there, we also have Lieutenant Connix, we have Kira, we have also the newer Stormtrooper version. So again, mostly this first section here is going to be a lot of named minifigures that are specialty or named characters in the Star Wars universe. Do also want to give a quick shout out to my Mandalorian right there. Episode or chapter 3 was super cool. If you guys haven't checked out the Mandalorian, I definitely recommend you guys go ahead and check it out. It's a great TV show. Moving to behind them here, we have all the 20th anniversary exclusive figures that came in the sets. Of course, we have the Darth Vader, the Han Solo, the Lando, the Luke Skywalker, and the Leia. Of course, they're all on their stands with the 20th anniversary plaques, which is a really cool collector's piece to have as a collector. And then to the right, we're just going to have another Death Trooper that I found randomly in my collection. Moving behind them is going to be my entire Rebel Alliance collection. I believe this ranges about 46 or 45 of figures right here. So we have a mix of the Endor, the OG Endor Rebel figures, and then the rest of them are mostly going to be coming from the Rebel Battle Pack, which was actually produced alongside the Imperial one. So that's where a lot of these minifigures are going to come from, and then also the Battlefront Battle Pack, which is where a lot of these Rebel Troopers come from, and also Bricklink. Behind them there, we just have a line of more Barriss Offees because I just couldn't fit them anywhere near that section, so that's kind of why they are there. And moving behind them, we do have my Resistance collection, which is actually a little bit bigger than the Rebel collection. I'd probably say it's about 50 of them. So although, to be honest, it was a lot easier to get Resistance figures than it was Rebel figures, because just by the time I got into Lego, the Rebel figures were kind of out of cycle, so I did have to Bricklink a lot of these guys as well, but a lot of them came from the battle packs too. The Resistance is a very kind of bland rebellion army. At least with the Rebels, you have a lot of different variation, I feel, among all these guys, but the Resistance is kind of like the same 2 or 3 minifigures, which I guess is okay, but it's not crazy. I'm not really too crazy about the army, and this is probably going to be my, I don't want to say least favorite, but I'm not like overly fond of these Resistance figures right here. Now behind them, we do have 3 of the Resistance pilots. I believe these guys came in the Resistance Bomber, which is one of my favorite Last Jedi sets of all time. And then to the right here, we have some CAC Phase 2 and Phase 3 Stormtroopers / Clone Troopers. We got a normal Phase 1 or Phase 2 Grunt. We have Rex, we have Oppo, and then a couple other of the Phase 2 Blue Troopers. Now, actually, all of these guys in the back row here, all these Phase 2, CAC, and Phase 3 are actually available for purchase. I'm trying to get rid of them, so if you guys are interested in buying these guys off of me, hit me up DM on Instagram or Twitter or something like that. But guys, that's going to wrap up the entire video for today. Hope you all enjoyed. I really did enjoy setting up all these minifigures and showing them all to you. I think it's super funny that you can see like the clear order and like uniformness on this side, and then once we hit the Rebels and the Resistance, it's just like a mosh pit. So now, after doing some quick maths and adding up the total minifigure count, we are 52 short of 1,000 minifigures here, which kind of sucks. I was really hoping to get across the 1,000 mark in this video, but nonetheless, 948 minifigures is the total in about 2.5 years of serious collecting. I fully expect this minifigure collection to double and triple in the next couple of years. I will make at least one of these videos every single year, just showing you guys again the total amount of minifigures I have in my collection. But I hope this was a really fun video for you guys to watch. Let me know down below in the comments what you think is the best part of this army. If you're asking me personally, I gotta say it's a toss-up between the Stormtroopers and the Phase 2 guys, both of which are my favorite Army figures of all time. So I'm super happy I was able to bring this video to you guys. I had tons of fun setting up on live stream. Huge thank you to everybody who did join and also donate, which I'm still crazy thankful about. So that wraps up today's video. I hope you all enjoyed my 2019 Lego Star Wars minifigure collection. Like I said, drop a like down below and subscribe for more awesome content coming up very soon. I will see y'all later. Take it easy. Peace.